evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where the fuck you are in the world, but we're about to be in session. And today's interview is with the beautiful Sylvia Remington. Woo! Hey, girl.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing really well. Now that I'm here at your awesome palace.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. Look, she's just full of compliments today, you guys.
No, I'm
Thank
excited.
you. How you doing on this cold freeze day that we got the little warning for cold freeze today? And it was like, what, 47 degrees?
Yeah. Anything under 60 right now.
Right, we're
in
cold.
Arizona, we're cold.
Yes, we're freezing. I wore thermals today when I went to the store. And we still had some sunshine, y'all. But yeah. We Arizonians, we're not ready for that cold shit. It snowed in Texas.
Oh my gosh. Well, I kind of like it. It pumps me up when it's cold because I
like it a little
briefly
bit.
lived in Canada, and so it reminds me of that. And I'm like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not, I live in Chicago, so I'm not too fond of the snow. So that's why I moved to Arizona, but I like when we get our one in 365 cold days. I'll take that one day. 27 degrees. I woke up this morning, I was like, burn! I'm wearing my thermals. I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, we can't handle that shit.
We can make a fake snowman.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah. But my sister and them, they're in Houston. Yeah. And most of my friends are in Fort Hood, Texas. But everybody in Texas was like, what the fuck? We're not equipped for snow. And they got snowed in. And it's raining and freezing in Tennessee.
Dang.
Like
The world is
as
confused.
it's raining, it's freezing.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, Arizonans, we're dodging some shit.
I know, we're having perfect weather.
Yes,
right
it's
now.
the best time to be in Arizona right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, I think this is like this is why I love this fucking state.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a fun day. I feel pumped. I'm happy to be here. I was like super pumped to come.
Yeah, nice. I'm so glad. Just fix my posture here for people. So tell us about your upbringing. Like, where did Sylvia grow up?
Well, for me, I moved around a lot as a kid. I was born in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah, and I lived there a couple years, or maybe a year, and then my parents moved to, where'd they move? To, I think, Buffalo, New York for a couple years. And then we moved to Canada for about 7 years, and then back to Los Gatos near San Jose, and then we moved here. So I kind of moved around a lot.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and my parents weren't military, they just had...
They just like moving?
Yeah, they like moving.
Okay.
So I got to see a lot of different places, and
Nice.
I kind of am used to just being on the move and kind of nomadic.
Nice.
So every few years, I'm like, where can I go next, So...
Wow.
Yeah.
What part of LA? Oh, what? Yeah, you said California, right? Oh, you said
Yeah,
LA? Oh,
I was so small, I was just crapping my pants. It was last year. No, I was just like 1 and 2, but Pasadena. I was born in Glendale. And
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe my cousin lived in Glendale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And then Buffalo, New York. Like, that was two extremes. They went LA to New York.
Yeah. And then to Canada. I was in Quebec City, Canada.
Really?
And that's really cold. And then when we were up there, my parents were contemplating at some point going to Arizona. So yeah, the extremes were kind of confusing for my body.
I bet. That's
Yeah.
how I was when I moved to the States when I was 15. Because, I grew up in Cameroon, Africa.
Yeah.
And when I left December 26th. 98.
Okay. Yeah.
So Christmas Day I went to the beach. The 26th I was supposed to leave,
Yeah.
Got to Chicago. It was like minus 13 degrees.
Girl, what's going on?
I didn't know how to react. I had never seen snow before. Now, mind you, the coldest it will get in Cameroon is like maybe 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's with a lot of wind, girl. That's when that ocean wind is
Yeah.
like, woo! I'm like, woo! I need my sweater today. Yes. The most you will need is a sweater.
Wait, so what happened when you saw the snow? Did
Girl,
you think the
for a
world
minute I was
ending?
stuck inside the airport and I was like, I'm not going out there. My mom was like, babe, come on. No! Who lives here? Who wants to deal with this?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these people all wrapped up. I'm telling you, big coats and scarves up to here. And I'm like, why the fuck would a sane person want to live here?
Yeah. But you were
I
there.
hated Chicago like a motherfucker. I hated it.
But did you speak English? Because like when I lived in Canada, I went right into a French-speaking school, and I didn't speak French, and I was so confused.
Cameroon is bilingual, English and French.
I think most countries are. It's just the United States that isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. For a while, for a while I could speak fluent French.
Yeah.
And then moving here, I took French in high school and never had to even see a French word again.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very rusty now.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, like those extremes of weathers though. But like Arizona was like is my perfect balance, because back home in Cameroon we have mountains.
Yeah.
They just are green.
Yeah.
You know, here we got, desert mountains, but we'll take it. You know what I mean? So that's my balance. So this is the closest weather to home for me.
That's so nice.
Yeah. How long were you in Canada?
About 7 years.
You know, there's a lot of Africans in Canada.
Yeah, I kind of remember it. I kind of don't. I just remember just being really confused and not knowing why everybody was speaking a language I didn't know.
You didn't understand.
And then I would guess, and I remember in like first grade, we're eating, and they said eat. I think they wanted us to eat with forks and knives, but I thought they said eat with your elbows, and so I was like, they do things weird here, and I'm like trying to eat with my elbows. And then I'd always find it was weird. Like I remember my friend, there were two Americans. We were like, "What the fuck is going on?" Wait, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
But we were
what's
like,
up, motherfuckers? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, like you're.
Yes. What's up, motherfuckers?
I have to get one of those.
Yeah.
No, I just remember learning words, and then I found out. I think it's a slang for fuck. There is it means seal. And so I would run around going, le petit fuck. And people would be like, no, you can't swear. Like my parents, I go, no, I'm talking about a little seal. I don't know, it's kind of stupid.
Le petit fuck.
Le petit fuck.
My kids will really try that. Just like today, my son brings the seasoning, which says bullshit. Is that what it says, love? Yes. And then, now mind you, I've been on his ass about reading. You know, he's really good at reading, but he doesn't push himself. You know, so I've been on his ass. So he brings the freaking seasoning to me. He's like, Mom. I'm like, what? He's like, look at what this says. So I look at it. I'm like, oh, that's the shit that you want to read, huh? He's like, no, but Mom, it says bull. I asked Daddy, like, Daddy, what does this say? And it says bull. I'm like, get your ass out of here, motherfucker.
He's so smart. He's really inquisitive and aware.
It's very, yes. He's an old man trapped in a child's body.
Yeah.
Yes, that motherfucker's been here before.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's who was conducting the seance.
Have you told the story on here before? No. It's so funny.
Yes. We wouldn't even go into that right now. That would be another episode.
Come to one of her shows.
Come to one of my shows.
She tells this amazing comedic story that is so real.
Hence why we have sage.
Yeah, you can learn more about sage, oregano, seances.
Yes. All of it. Yes.
Raising a child.
Raising a fucking child. That's gonna come up too later. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. But hold on. So, you got siblings?
Yeah, I have one sister. She lives in Australia right now.
Mm.
Yeah. We're about...
She's an Aussie.
She's an Aussie. Aussie. Wait.
She's an Aussie.
She moved there, I think, in 2012, and so I've been there a couple times to visit her.
I've never been. I want to go.
She married an Australian, and her kids are growing up there. And,
nice.
Yeah, and she studies fish, and that's called ichthyologist.
Oh.
And so I don't know.
What is it?
It's called ichthyology, which is kind of funny because it sounds just like ick.
Right. Ichthyology.
Yeah.
I learned a new word today. Thank you.
I don't know why I'm sharing random stuff, but
I like this. I like learning new shit.
But yeah, she's a couple years younger than I am, and she's a scientist. And most of my family are scientists, and
really,
and I was like the black sheep of the family.
So was I.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like I have a sister that's a nurse.
Yeah.
A sister that's a math teacher.
Yeah.
A sister that's works at a bank. Here I am doing podcasts.
Yeah.
On YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
And I was also the other one that joined the army, during the military,
That's so badass.
Yeah, but like I didn't think it was just badass. I joined for the college money.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, and then I got the blood and it was like, what the fuck is the college money?
You're like, I don't want that. I don't want to be deployed.
I didn't want to be deployed. I just joined for the college. Like, damn it, damn.
Bullshit.
Go home. Can I? That bitch you in there. That's
funny.
No brothers, no just sisters.
Just that one sister, and I just, most of my family, it was always like math, science, get your PhD, and they were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, a fairy princess. And it happened. And
I love that. I love that. I love that you're like you're your own person. Like I feel like, that's why, like siblings are supposed to be different. Everybody's not supposed to take the same path, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's supposed to be their own different way, and that's why it's supposed to be a family, because everybody's supposed to be different. I don't think it's supposed to all be the same. I don't think we're all supposed to just necessarily follow in our parents' footsteps, or you know what I'm saying? Like if that's the path, then yes, you know. But if it's not, if you want your own thing, then by all means go do your own thing.
It makes life more interesting too.
Yes, absolutely. Because I'm pretty sure your kids will have tons of stories for their kids.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have any kids, but maybe
you don't.
they're
That's what
running
I'm
around.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm actually a dude.
So how did you end up in Tucson?
We actually moved here. My whole family moved here when I was in 4th grade. And
okay.
So we did all that moving prior to 4th grade.
Wow. Oh, that was a lot of moving for...
Yeah, and then I lived here the majority of my life. I went away to college initially to Ohio, to Oberlin, and then I ran out of money to pay for it, so I got a scholarship at the University of Arizona and came back. And then I moved away to San Francisco, and I said, I'm not going to go back to Tucson, but I keep coming back. So
nice.
But that's how I made it here, and there's been I've had a lot of amazing experiences here. Yeah. And there's a side of me that wants to travel again or live somewhere else or maybe a bigger city, but I'm so happy now.
What makes you think brings you back here so much?
I have no idea. It's always like transitions. Like when I've lived a really extreme life where I just go for things, and then I have like the best time, and then I don't know, it's like I really have a good experience, and then maybe I run out of money, or like in San Francisco I had my heart broken and I was like, I can't be here anymore, I was so dramatic. I was like, I will go back home and collect myself, and so I tend to like have these like really dramatic experiences, and I'm like, Tucson, because it's like the cost of living is good and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm actually really happy I'm here now, just because I've, discovering the comedy scene and just the people here, and it feels like a launching point for more in the future. But yeah, I don't really know why I keep coming back. I think it's just easy.
Okay.
But there's a lot of beautiful things here too. Yeah. And there's a lot of space. Like when you're in a big city and everything's crammed in. When I moved from San Francisco back here, I just really had this sense of like, it's spacious, there's mountains, you can hike, you can find parking spaces.
That's how I feel about LA.
Yeah.
When I have family in LA, and it's so sad to say, but like when we go there for vacation, we're stressed. Yeah. It's almost like, okay, like everyone's on edge. Like, okay, we have to go, even just to go shopping. We gotta go shopping. Okay, but we gotta leave an hour early because we're gonna be in traffic for an hour. Yeah. And then we gotta look for parking. And then it's like, fuck.
And pray to the parking gods. Yeah. Like, I will find a space. I remember that in San Francisco.
It's like we can't just go and enjoy it. It's like, here we go. You know, then you start hitting that LA traffic. It's like, oh my God. Girl, like when we go to LA, like we smoke, you know what I'm saying? It's not as mystery, like we smoke. But like when we get to the streets of fucking LA, like when we didn't hit that 405 and shit, the blunts are rolled, okay? Because it's like, we have to smoke to be able to just deal with that traffic. Yeah. It's insanity.
Well, yeah, and it's weird because when you're in that insanity, it doesn't seem like insanity until you relax, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I was that stressed out that whole time.
Yes. I don't understand, like you can almost tell the people who don't live there. Yeah. In traffic. Because like we're the ones that are like, what the fuck? Everybody else is just calm as a motherfucker. They're just chilling. No damn well they're gonna be in there for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? They got their burritos chilling in the, like they just relax.
Yeah.
They got the meditation music going. We out of towners are like, what the fuck? I got my blood swelling like Jesus. No.
You're like eating it.
Yes. Girl, like LA is a place like we try not to even like. We're like, family, can y'all come down here?
Yeah.
Can we meet halfway?
Yeah.
Can we meet at Palm Springs?
Yeah. I mean, you can even tell, like, I have some family in New York City, and they're, like, you can tell the out-of-towners because they're just, like, walking so slowly, and it's, like, slow motion, like a Tai Chi.
I've never been to New York. That's one of my places.
I love New York.
That's, oh my God, it's on my bucket. I can't believe I haven't been there yet, but yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't been. Especially being in the military, I haven't been.
It's a fun place, and the transit, you walk everywhere, and the transit system is really good. I haven't been for quite a few years.
I haven't taken a train since I was 17.
Let's do it.
Yeah, 17.
Let's take sessions with Stephanie on a train.
Girl.
Bring all this setup. No.
Yeah, but I haven't been, and this was in Chicago, by the way, so
Yeah.
Union Station. But for some reason, I don't picture that like New York. New York just seems way more high level, you know, in and out. You better be on the right motherfucking train. Like, Chicago was more chill. It was one damn train that I just got on. I knew where it was going to stop at. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to get on multiple trains. I didn't have to go find a subway. I just drove and parked my car and walked and waited for the train.
Yeah.
But it seems like New York is like, catch the subway, catch this. Oh, you're on the wrong train. You're in the L. What the fuck? No. So that's why I'm like, okay, motherfucker gonna have to Uber me every fucking where in New York. So.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was kind of easy, but
do you know your way around?
Kind of, but it's
the
been a while.
The trainway and everything?
No, not
so
totally.
I don't want to go with you, girl. You're going to have us fucked up in the damn
I'm
the
not,
subway.
I
you white, I'm black. We just look like two motherfuckers. We ain't got it together. We're about to get robbed and shit. Like,
no,
these motherfuckers, get them.
I can be a fake ninja.
Not a fake ninja, bitch. We need you to be a real ninja. I can't start shooting up the subway. That's the only damn talent I got is shooting. Okay? And I'll be shooting the whole subway up. So no, bitch, I need you to be a real ninja. I need you to pull out those little ninja swords and the little star daggers and shit.
I'll practice for next time. No, but the people in New York are really nice too. At least that's my experience. But like,
yeah, I would love to. I would fucking love to go there. And you know what? If I decide to go, I'm gonna have you be my tour guide. We're gonna go figure that shit out together. Yeah,
I'll do it.
We're gonna do it. What's your favorite place? I was gonna ask your favorite place to recommend for food in Tucson, but now I want to find out what it is from New York. Because then we can go there. Like, where's the place that you remember that was like?
I actually don't remember. Like, because I remember there's so many
places.
Really? But I remember San Francisco because I lived in San Francisco. Like Little Italy in San Francisco is so good. All the different restaurants there. And there was this place called the Stinking Rose where everything was garlic. But then you smell really bad for like a week.
I love garlic.
Do you? You would love that place.
The Stinking Rose?
But I haven't lived there
San Francisco?
Yeah, but I haven't lived there forever. There was this other place that I loved called Sol y Luna. And it's like sun and moon. And they used to have Spanish tapas. I think they're no longer...
What is a tapa?
Like tapas, they're like the little bite-sized dishes, Spanish like little dishes, almost like, you know how in sushi there's like a little roll, but they have their own little like dishes that let's look that up later. But that place was neat because they had they would serve that for dinner, and while you're having dinner there'd be flamenco dancers on the stage and a flamenco guitarist. And then when the place shut down, it would turn into a salsa club, and they'd clear all the tables, and you'd go salsa dancing. It was so fun.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
now,
it.
okay, what would be a foodie place for here, Tucson?
Let's see. Gosh, I don't really go out to eat a lot. I really like wing places.
Really?
Like Rocco's. That's really good.
Rocco's. Where is that? I haven't had that.
It's kind of like diagonal from Laughs. They have really good wings there. I love sushi. There's a sushi place on Campbell and
that's my
Glen.
husband's shit. Sushi. I don't do sushi. What is it called? He probably knows it.
Dude, I'm so bad with names.
Dude, you need to remember this shit when
Okay,
you go. Yeah, so that when people were like, I
can
haven't
put it
been
in the
to
show
Tucson.
notes. Yeah.
Where do I go? You'd be like, boom, go to the sushi place named, I don't know.
There's also a really good sushi place in, it's off of Speedway in Wilmot. There's a shopping center with Trader Joe's. In that same shopping center, you have to go look for the landmarks. There is a sushi place.
Okay, I'll find it. Fuck, she got me on the treasure hunt.
That's how I roll.
Put the X on it, girl. Fuck. Got me.
I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Like,
okay.
anytime somebody gives me directions, if they just say go north, go south, I'm like, I don't know what
Me
the
too.
fuck.
Yes, me too. I'm the same
But
way. I'm
then
like,
if
don't tell me north, south, east, west.
But if
Just
they're
tell
like-
me streets.
Like, somebody was like, you pass a Whataburger, then you
Yes.
pass like a Fry's, and then there's a little red mailbox. I'm like, oh yeah, by the like the worst.
That's how I am too. And those are the directions.
And I get lost a lot.
Yes.
I'm grateful
I still
for the apps on
GPS
the phone.
downtown.
Yeah. Dude, I was in Rome and I got lost, and I'm so grateful for the GPS. But like I only had like one bar left, and I was about to die, and I was like, take me home. I was so lost. I didn't even speak Italian.
In Rome?
Yeah.
See, bitch, I can just see Taken 4 happening with her ass. Just Sylvia just in Rome, just one bar, bitch can't speak no Italian, Taken, just like that.
I
Next
know,
thing you know, Liam Neeson trying to like her ass.
But somehow it seems to work out. Like when I was in Rome, I was trying to speak Spanish and French, and then I had this app that had Italian, and the drivers there, they were just like...
Do you go to these places by yourself?
Well, recently, yeah.
No, don't do that again, okay? You
No,
need a
it's
tour
great,
guide, you
it's
need a
great.
friend, a battle buddy, so that when
I'm strong.
you got one bar, somebody got 3 bars to help your ass. No ninja skills, no bars. Bitch, you fucked up.
It was awesome.
You need 8 bitches right now.
No, but I did it. I survived.
Oh
I've done
my
it.
God. Yes, I think your damn journeys are just, I know.
I had a lot of adventures. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that you're able to sit here and tell me about it too, because you just named me 3 scenarios on Snap.
Yeah, right?
Captured abroad.
Yeah, right? No, it's funny because, I feel like sometimes I'm like that Forrest Gump character from years ago.
Like
Google it.
Naive.
Like where he just he found himself with like famous people. This stuff happened to me all the time. Like I remember in San Francisco, I'd be going for a walk, and I was just like exploring the neighborhood, and I walked into like a movie set or a TV show, and nobody stopped me because I was just looking. I just walked on. I was like Forrest Gump. And I look over to my left, and there's Cheech Marin and, it was Nash Bridges they were filming. And I guess I looked like one of the people that work there. But I was just going for a walk. It was like my first week in San Francisco. I look behind me, and there's police officers holding a whole crowd of people back. And I'm just walking.
Hey, yo, no punk ass.
Those kind of things happen all the time. I don't know how. Or like another time I just I ran into Robin Williams, and I was just like, what's up? And like it's just so random.
Really?
Yeah.
That happened to me in Texas with the Yin Yang Twins.
Okay, cool.
First of all, I didn't know who the fuck they were.
I still don't. I just know Yin and Yang are like the two opposites.
So the Yin Yang Twins were back in like 2003, 2004. They Shake It Like a Salt Shaker.
Oh, that's them? Yeah, I like that.
That's the Shake It Like a Salt Shaker, Shake It Like a Salt Shaker, Shake It Like a Salt Shaker. Yeah, that's them.
That's
so they did a show on Fort Hood. I had just gotten to Fort Hood. I went to the mall because when you get to your base, you don't have to really go to work for a couple days because you're still new to the base. You have to go through what they call reception and in process, get your uniforms, your gear, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
So on the weekends we have like all the time to ourselves. So I go to the mall on a Saturday and I'm walking down the aisle, and here come the fucking Yin Yang Twins, and they're like, "Hey girl, where you going? You gonna come to our show later?" And I'm looking like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to go to nobody's show. No. They're like, "Come on to this hotel room." I said no. I was so rude to them. Then I walked down a little piece, Because some people saw me talking to them. Then I walked to a different store and someone was like, do you know that was you were talking to the Yin Yang Twins? I was like, oh, that was them? It's like, yeah, that was them. I was like, oh, they just asked me to go to their hotel room. And I was like, fuck no.
Dude.
I apologize to Yin Yang Twins. I mean, that, you know, no offense, but I ain't no groupie. Y'all stumbled across the wrong one. Sorry.
I did that with Pink. I was at a hotel
Really?
and she was
Pink?
yeah, but I didn't know who she was at the time. And she was at
Sorry, celebrity. Sometimes we don't just know who.
But then I did afterwards. But she was like at the like hotel pool, wearing like a little like cute little G-string and all like very kind of like almost naked. And all these people were like, oh, go ask if she's like a singer, like a famous singer. And I'm always like, okay. So I walked up to her, and later on I find out she had just hit a #1 single, and so that was in the like late 90s.
I was listening to her back then.
Yeah.
I was in high school listening to her.
I had heard her songs, but I'm so bad with names, I didn't know. So I walked up to her and I said, oh, will you be doing a concert this weekend? And she was like, yes. And I go, oh, what's your band name? And she's like, Pink. And then I was like, oh, what's your name? Pink. And I was like, okay. And I turned around and walked away. And it was so awkward. And then I get in the car and I turn on the radio when like you're actually, and they're like, #1 hit single, Pink. And then she was like, I was like, oh my God. I'm such a dork. I
love it. To me, those are like the best.
I think I curtsied to her too. I was
like, not a curtsy, bitch!
Only wearing jeans, I'm all curtsying. It was awkward.
See, that's what I love the most about you. Like, you're so fucking genuine. Like, they know that, you know, damn, she don't know who the fuck I am. And that's so genuine.
Yeah.
That was so genuine.
I've had so many stories.
Because I think
like
that's
that.
what those guys thought. Were like, damn, she really don't like us, or she just doesn't know who the fuck we are. And I really just didn't know who the fuck they were. You know what I'm saying? It was really not malicious. It's just, no, I don't know you. Two random dudes just asked me to come to their hotel room after their concert. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, yeah.
You think them 3 dreads on your head just made you
special?
Sure.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that is I love that about you. Who else have you ran into, girl?
I ran into, so I've done a lot of dance stuff through my life. I was helping host a tango dance convention at the University of Arizona. And this was like late 90s also. And there was all these people from around the world that came to do tango. And I wasn't that great at tango, but there was a guy across the way. And I go, man, that guy looks familiar. Maybe he's like the Dean of Fine Arts. And then I don't know, I was like, I think he looks so familiar. And then he walked over to me and asked me where he could go get a drink. And I didn't know he meant like alcohol. I was like, oh, there's a Circle K. You can go get a big gulp.
Circle K.
And there was a girl with him that looked like his daughter. And I'm so happy he didn't ask me like, oh, is this your daughter? It was actually his wife. But so later on I find out, I go, yeah, some dude came up to me. He looks so familiar. Is he the Dean of Fine Arts? And they go, no, he's Robert Duvall. And Robert Duvall, like, I know a lot of people don't, but he's been in like, he's an older actor now, but he's been in like Godfather movies, and he's pretty famous, and he was really famous like years ago, but I just remember feeling so stupid. And then I Googled him, and I found out that it was his wife that was next to him, and I almost said like, you can go get a big gulp with, and then when they told me that, I went back up to him and I go, or I could get you a big gulp. And he just looked at me and walked away.
That is so crazy. That is crazy. The one guy, I don't remember his name, but he was the husband in Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No,
it's a Tyler Perry movie.
I'll have to watch it.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. His character like cheats on his wife.
Yeah.
You know, with a younger Latina girl, and literally kicks his wife out of their home. Like literally kicks her outside, locks the door, pays a U-Haul to take her wherever, you know. But I was at Yankee Doodle in LA with my cousin Christy. Rest in peace, my love. We went to get some food, and I had my daughter with me. My daughter was like 1. She had just turned 1. And she was in that phase where she looked like a doll. Yeah. She really did. Everywhere I would go, everyone thought she was a doll. So I'm holding her on my hip, and we're in line to to go into the restaurant, and it just so happened the line happens to be by the patio area where people are already seating and eating.
Yeah.
And this guy is there, and my daughter is like staring at him because I'm holding her, and she's just staring. I'm talking to my cousin, and I'm looking at her, and I can see her staring at this man, and I turn and I'm like, and he's staring at her back. He's like, your daughter is beautiful. You should put her in modeling.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. And I turned back, I was like, oh my God, you're the dude from Tyler Perry's movie. And he's like, yeah, I'm not a very good guy in that movie. I'm like, yeah, you're not. You're not. And I remember saying it just like that. I was like, you're not. But he was like, have a good day, enjoy your meal. So cool. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, And then he told me about his show that he was gonna do, which was 30 Rock.
Oh yeah.
He's on that show. He's the black bald dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if this. I haven't
I
seen
watched
that
30
show.
Rock years ago, but
that's what he was getting ready to do, and that was back. This had to be back in like 2006.
Yeah.
So they were still working on it.
Any show around the time, because I used to drink heavy, and then 2006 was one of those years. Because I got married and I was drinking heavily.
Really?
I was married. I'm still. No, I'm not. I'm not. Cliffhanger. No, I'm not.
That's a whole nother episode.
It's Jerry Springer. Yeah. He's bringing it back now.
Right.
I know.
Okay. How did you get into comedy?
Well, how I got into it, there's like two things that occurred. One is, I think the main reason I got into comedy is because of the pandemic. I'm like, I do have ADHD, so I'm like, squirrel, which one should I do? So the first thing that occurred was I was at this conference. It was like a self-empowerment conference, and it wasn't what you were talking about earlier, but it was like, for you to be, it was a class called Being You, Changing the World. And I was like, I want to change the world. I want to be more of me. But in the class, you just ask questions and they give you tools for like living a more effective life or whatever. And in the class, the teacher, he kept saying to me, he kept laughing at everything I was saying. He's like, you should go into comedy. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I used to perform with dance, but I don't want to,
Right.
I don't want to hold a mic, and I have like stage fright with talking. It's, and then I had gone to another class like a couple years later, and he said again, yeah, you should do comedy. And I was like, and then he's like, but you're not going to do it. And as soon as somebody tells me you're not going to do it, I'm like, fuck you, I will do it. So that was in the back of my head, but I just never really did it because I never thought, I was like, really, my voice could make a difference. It just never really, I never thought that I could be any good with it, even though I love comedy.
Yeah.
So then cut to 2020 when the pandemic happened, and I was really depressed during that time. I was still working, I was doing a retail job, but I was just really depressed. I don't know, I was having like a midlife crisis. I was like, suddenly I'm like in my mid 40s and I'm going like, what am I doing with my life? My life feels like it's over. Maybe I shouldn't live anymore. All this stuff. Like, it was pretty intense time. And the thing that kept getting me out of it is I would watch comedy specials. Oh. And it would lighten it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, like, it was really having a hard time. Like, I was like, okay, I'll live another day. Like, I was like, I'm gonna, I feel happier. I'm gonna go to bed and like try again tomorrow. And then when the comedy, like, I thought the only comedy in Tucson was laughs. And so when I found out it opened up, I would go on Thursday nights. I think that's when, that's tonight. Or whenever this airs. I would go and watch the open mic. And I just, for some reason, even the people that were just not even doing jokes, I just felt this sense of community. Okay. And I would laugh, and it would just make me feel connected again. And like, and excited. And I didn't, like, there were certain comedians that really, like, would make me laugh, and I go, dude, I actually want to keep going. Yeah. And the laughter and just the human experience that some of them shared. I mean, there's a lot of dick jokes and stuff. Yeah. But even that, I was like, oh, someday I'll get dick again. No. And now I do. No.
Yeah.
No, but
that's dope though.
But and so then I was thinking, like, I wonder if I could try that. And I thought, I think it was the beginning of 2021. I was like, wow, that helped me get through a really dark time, and I'm like excited, like to pretty much live again, like just be from laughter. And I thought, I wonder if I could create that for somebody else. And so then I went and I tried it, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But,
Absolutely.
But that's what got me into it. And then I did it for the first time in, I think it was like mid-April last year. So,
that's good.
But it was really, I didn't realize how much laughter and just feeling like you can connect to somebody with their story on stage, where I was like, oh, like maybe there is something else.
Yeah.
So, but it's weird to be that dark. And then
yes.
What's crazy is just laughter, how much it can change it.
Absolutely. And I'm so thankful that that helped you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what did it for you.
But it's not fake laughter too, because like I've heard of like laughter yoga that I've heard helps people, but I don't think I could do that and do fake, like pretend to laugh.
I actually know someone who's like
but maybe it would, I don't know.
A laughing therapist, if you will.
Yeah.
And he does laughing comedy.
Yeah.
He actually did a thing at Catalina.
Oh, he did?
Yes. Yes.
I'll have to check him out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will give you his card once we finish this. But yeah.
I hope I didn't bring it down too much.
No,
because I've had a lot of dark times in my life. But yeah.
Not only, yes, it is a dark, story, but like, do you know how many people probably related to that?
Yeah. Probably a lot.
You know what I mean?
Especially during the pandemic, everybody was like,
during the pandemic, you know what I mean? And the fact that you found an outlet. There's someone out there that probably doesn't know that they can go just turn on a comedy special and it can make them feel better.
Yeah, and that's what I do.
So that's beautiful that you were able to share that today.
Yeah, and I would just
appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Aww.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I and when I would watch specials, I would just be like, okay, I would kind of like ask, okay, which one is kind of like calling to me, and then I would watch it, and then some of them I just couldn't relate, so I just change them. I wouldn't feel
like. What's your favorite? During that time, which one was your favorite that you could just always go to if you wanted a good laugh without, you didn't have to guess.
Well, I think during that time I watched a lot of Sebastian Maniscalco, that Italian. Have you seen him? He's originally from Chicago.
Okay.
He's like kind of, he rips on people, but the way he does it, because I read his autobiography, and he pretty much, most of his life he's had like retail jobs, he's had a ton of different jobs, so I could relate to him that way. And so he just talks about like ridiculousness he sees in the world when people are like when you're waiting in line at a grocery store and somebody pulls out a check and he's like, oh, or like people that are being obnoxious, or like, how should I make the check out to? And you're like, it's on everything, But he does it in such a funny way, and he's so animated, and he's really physical. Nice. So that was one. And then it's really cheesy, but I would get really into watching James Corden's Carpool Karaoke, where he's like in the car with musicians, and they would have
that.
Yeah, and they would just sing and be stupid. I like that, but it's cheesy.
Well, I do karaoke by myself in the car all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
Sometimes you don't even need an audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then do you do that thing where you're like,
yes. Yes.
I'm sweating.
Especially when
I feel like I'm karaokeing now.
Especially when that there's someone on the side of you watching, and you're like, sing with me, motherfucker. You want to.
I always thought I had a good voice singing, and then somebody.
I don't.
No, somebody recorded it, and I was like, oh, that was the alcohol.
Yes, I've done that. So I did a few Snapchats one day. This was like maybe a week ago. Like, we finished shooting the show. I was still drinking. I got the music going. I think it was like on a Saturday too.
Yeah.
So I was ready my vibe. My husband has to get up early, so he went to bed early.
Yeah.
I got the music blasting in here, and I'm just drunk,
Mm-hmm.
My son knows that, okay, when mommy's getting drunk, that's my time to fuck with her as much as I can. So he was carrying on doing everything that he's doing, girl. So I did a couple, Snapchats of myself singing. So the next morning, my routine is roll my blunt and check, my messages, check my emails, So I just so happened to go check these damn Snapchats. And I'm like, ooh, delete. Ooh, delete. I didn't even listen to them myself.
Your mouth is like.
I was like, damn, to leave these motherfuckers right fucking down. Nobody should hear these. I'm glad I didn't post these.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, did you post? But
No.
You know what I do?
I never drunk post. Like, there's something
I drunk
always...
dial all the time. Or like I've done that to so many people where I'm like, I'm like, I love your comedy. Like, I'll read voicemail messages, and the next day I'm like, how did that sound? And I'm like, oh, not so good. But you can't take it back because it's already out there. So there's a lot of people in the comedy realm that I've told them I love them. Ali Musa was one of them. But he was so nice about it. I was just like, but I didn't, I was just more like, I love your comedy. And then I think I left him multiple messages where I was like, how do you do that? And then I was like, you're funny. How? He was always really nice.
Oh my God. First of all, you're the only one that I know that leaves me voice messages.
It's easier for me.
For texting. Like, the first time she did it, I was like, oh. And she's like, hey girl, thank you so much. I was like, you know what? I love this more than texting. Because, yes, I know exactly how you feel when you're feeling it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, if you're, because you know how when you read a text, you just assume that that's how it was sent.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, when you send a message, I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah, that's it.
You're like, hey girl, I am so excited, and yeah, so yeah. And then today was, I think we said it was today, right? I can't remember if it was like next week. I was like, and I'm the one that smokes weed.
I know. I act like everybody thinks I smoke a lot of weed, and I really don't.
I smoke a shit ton of weed.
I try. I always have munchies like I smoke it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I snack a little bit. Like we go on like these cookie binges. Like when we just got bake cookies, and then like one time I baked like 80 cookies.
That's amazing.
And the kids are like, why are you baking all these cookies?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Like breakfast, just has the munchies. But I was baking them in batches. Like I'll bake 8, fuck up them 8, go bake 8 more, and then I stopped eating them and then just kept baking. It's like the shit you do when you're high, people. Yeah. Anyway, do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
Let's play quick dabs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you don't have to smoke. It's a smoking show, so
well, I can try. I might start hacking though.
No, you're good. Like,
should I try?
You wanna light it up?
God, I'm so stupid with anything.
Well, have you smoked a cigarette before?
Yeah, I used to smoke avidly because I thought it looked like fog. And then I got addicted. Yeah. In San Francisco. I was like, I want to make it look like fog is coming out of my mouth. And then I got addicted. And then, I got really skinny.
Those are the reasons you should know.
And then I got really skinny and everybody's asking me what my workout.
Your remedy was?
And then everyone's like, you should keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, you look great. And I was like, smoking. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try. This is so embarrassing. Like, I haven't done many drugs. I'm such a dork.
This is very illegal.
Oh, wait. There's fog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tons of fog. We love the fog. Yes. It's a smoking show. It's supposed to be foggy.
I look cool. Oh, wait.
Yes, people. Yes. Sessions with Stephanie. This is what we get. Yes. Hold on. Okay.
I'll try not to touch you awkwardly.
No,
That's like the thing I realized, because I did smoke years ago, and then I would just wash my hands for hours because I got all tactile. And I was telling her, my boyfriend, this one time I just started smoking and I started touching his cheekbones, and I was like, they're silky smooth. And he was just trying to fall asleep. And he's like, so, I don't know. Okay.
Okay, quick dabs.
I can't even inhale. I'm like Bill Clinton. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna have seizures for a moment. This is
okay.
Okay, that's for all the dabs, for the whole thing. I'm sweating now.
All the dabs. Okay.
Okay.
Don't choke. You got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm sweating.
Chocolate or peanut butter?
Ooh, chocolate.
This is gonna be the funniest. Big dick or good looks?
Wait, what? Okay, big dick, because if you really like the dick, the person looks good.
Okay. All right. Bomb.
Oh, but wait. But the dick has to be like not fat, because once somebody pulled out a fat one, and I was like, that's not going in there. That's like, you know.
Yes, I think we've all run into. That's what I call a baby leg.
Baby leg? Oh yeah. It's like eggplant. I was like, you gotta go. His pants are down. I was like, put them back up. You gotta go.
Bomb head or lots of money?
Bomb head.
Okay.
Because that'll create more money for me. I'll feel motivated to have it.
Yeah. Action or comedy?
Oh, for like comedy.
Okay.
But I love action.
Yes, I love me an action movie.
Or action comedy.
No, action
No,
comedy.
but comedy, yeah.
Okay. Kill, marry, fuck.
Oh shit.
Jack Black.
Okay.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Jake Paul.
Wait, is Kyle Rittenhouse the person that killed all those people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I don't really know Jake Paul, but
Jake Paul is like a YouTuber that
Okay.
that fights people for money.
Okay. Let's see. I would marry Jack Black, but I think having sex with him would be fun too. But marry him. I would kill. What is it? Rittenhouse?
Yes, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, because you know, whatever he killed. Like goodbye,
Okay.
motherfucker. And then, gosh, when I say swear words, it sounds wrong. I'm like motherfucker. And then the guy that's like fighting. Yeah, I would have sex with him once because.
And
yeah.
he's not bad looking either. So.
Oh, he isn't? Okay. Yeah, I would because
It kind of reminds me
I don't
of,
mind having a fight sex moment. I don't know. Like I could run. Maybe because he's an athlete, I could run and then jump on
he's
him.
really athletic, and he reminds me of the dude that passed away in Fast and the Furious. What's his name?
I'm bad
The
with
blonde
names.
guy.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking? Yeah.
Oh, he looks like him.
That's who he looks
Okay.
like. Yeah, I had to look him
Yeah.
up. I was like.
But I would probably put him in like a fireman outfit because I'm really into like the fireman outfits.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you into like fetishes like that, like dress up?
No, I've never done it, but someday I'm hoping that the person I'm with will dress as a fireman.
Like, do you like
I
the
hope
fire?
he'll dress as a fireman
Ooh.
soon.
Hint, hint. Somebody watching this. You like those fireman calendars?
Yes, my sister sent me some from Australia.
Oh my god, I don't even know.
I got really into them before I started dating the person I'm dating. Okay, we have to keep doing the rest.
Yeah, we have to give you.
Okay, sorry.
But let me give you a little piece of info. There's a fire station literally less than a block from my house.
Dude,
you can walk to
That's
it.
the same with at Roy's house.
Yeah.
There's a fire station
And
like
they
across the
run
street.
in the morning.
No, and whenever we're making out or more, the fire station, they're going for a call and you hear the fire sirens and I'm like, they know. But oh my gosh, one time in New York, I saw a fire truck and I was running. I was like, fireman. I ran. I turned the corner and they were all old guys. And I was like, motherfucker. And I was in my 20s then. And I was like, damn it. So that was the only time I was disappointed. But the Australian fireman
I can see you starting a fire. Get the fire people to come and be like, no, fuck that. I turned it off. I'll do another fire. I don't want you guys. Send the other people. Send the younger ones. No, I don't want it. I can see you just putting out your own fire.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You don't have to do it. I got it.
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I've always liked firemen. Like, even if they're stupid or not. I don't
Oh
know.
my god, you're so funny.
They wear suspenders. They make suspenders look good. And dude, like I said, the Australian fireman calendar, okay, they hold little koalas. And they have like Australian...
What?
Yeah, I have to show you later. It's so good. And it all goes to they donate it to like, I don't know, something.
They're little koalas?
Yeah, they're like firemen with their shirts off. And they hold a little koala.
So that's supposed to make people go.
And then they have one that like, I don't know, they're so stupid, but I love it.
That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I was really into it in 2019. And then I think I just didn't get enough Spider-Man calendars. That's probably why I got depressed.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
I'm oversharing.
Okay, drunk sex or high sex?
Drunk sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Polygamy or monogamy?
I say monogamy.
Okay. Missionary or back shots?
Like where you're doing shots from the back?
No.
Oh, from behind. And if there was only
Did you just say
two.
when you do, what did you just say?
No, like I was imagining like tequila shots on your back. And tequila shots on your back, and then you doing it. But no, okay, I would say missionary, because you can do crazy stuff, like you can put your legs up, and it's good. But yeah, missionary, because I can see the face. But behind's okay.
I'm still picturing the shots that we're taking.
This is what I was imagining, because I used to party. I mean, not like drugs, but like I'd go out and like, so I imagine somebody being like leaning here and then putting a shot of tequila. Oh, I'm close to the mic. A shot of tequila right there, and then as they go into you, they take the shot and it goes into their mouth. I don't know. I just made that up. Sorry, I had to look behind. But I have a very active imagination.
I love that kind of imagination because me too. When people say things to me, I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
So I pictured it as soon as you said it. Yeah. Like taking. I'm just like,
see, that's how I think of like trying to make comedy. I think of crazy things like that, and then I don't really figure it out what I'm gonna say. So then I just go on stage and start saying that, and then people just look at me like I've been getting a lot of like quiet, and they're just like waiting for something. I'm like, that's so funny, right? And they're like, oh no.
No, they just have to catch up to me. Okay. Ass or titties?
Fireman. No, I'm just joking. Ass or titties? Like if I have an ass?
Yes. Would you rather big ass or big titties?
Big ass. Because the titties, I've seen my friends with big titties, and they say they have back problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like really bad back problems. Like it pulls so much.
What?
I'd rather be like mobile and
yeah.
Someday I'm gonna learn how to drop it.
Yeah, I have A cups, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So
right now mine are bigger because I've gained weight, but like usually they're small and compact.
Yeah. The bitch is like
big nipples, little nipples, big nipples. No, I just.
Like speaking of big shit, big dick, no stroke, or little dick and can rock the boat. I don't like these extremes now. I would say, big dick or little dick? Like a little dick, like a micro penis? Like a big dick that really can't do shit, or a little dick that can really do all the shit.
But like, if somebody has a big dick, then you could show them how to do shit. So maybe I'll say big dick. But then I really like the strokes. Because, that's something else that happened during the pandemic. Oh man, I shouldn't have all this stuff because I'm just sharing. And I think that's good shit.
What about the strokes?
No. So in 2020, that whole year, I wasn't in a relationship, and like I don't know what happened. And like, you know how there's social distancing, nobody's supposed to touch you. For a whole year, I wasn't touched. Something happened to my skin, so that when people brush against me, it almost elicits. Well, not like I'm not gonna have an orgasm right now, but it's like so intense. And so now somebody can barely touch my arm, and I'm like, oh, because of that 1 year of social distancing. So it brought more orgasms into my life. Thank God. But
so
yeah,
you're just getting roused, just walking down the street. Like,
no, because I was working at Whole Foods at the time, and I would place, and I was working at a retail place working with produce, and I rubbed up against like a papaya, and I was like, God damn it, like, and it was just. So if they have a big dick, if they barely touch the rest of my body, I'm good. But don't try touching me at those comedy clubs. That's why I need a little distance. That's why I might be like,
my cheeks are hurting.
I can't believe I'm oversharing. That was good.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay. Would you rather date older or younger?
Younger.
Wine or liquor?
Right now, wine. Ooh, yeah, because I get angry when I have liquor, especially tequila. I get angry and I want to fight everybody.
Really?
Yeah. Like once, this was years ago, in my 20s, I chased a car that yelled out, "Hey girl!" And I was like, "Don't you disrespect me." This is after multiple shots of tequila. And I started chasing the car, and my sister grabbed me, and she's like, "Sylvia, just simmer down." And I was like, "No!"
You're gonna catch it.
I was trying to catch it. I saw all those movies, like those action movies where they're running. Okay.
Yes. Oh my God, I fucking love you. Soccer or hockey?
To watch?
Yeah.
I guess hockey, but soccer I really like when they say goal.
Goal! Oh, speaking of which, soccer, my team, they lost to Egypt today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cameroon lost to Egypt, babe.
Should we go fuck somebody up?
Nah, we don't fuck up. I don't think I even know any Egyptians we can fuck up.
I don't either. Could you walk like an Egyptian? I don't know. No. But I do love soccer because that's the only sport I know that I actually know.
Pac or Biggie?
Pac.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince!
Ooh.
But I like, Michael Jackson's dance moves. But Prince, yeah.
Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole?
Kendrick Lamar.
Loyalty or respect?
Okay. I would say respect, because if somebody's respectful towards you, I think they will be loyal. So I feel like loyalty goes under that respect thing.
Okay.
Like, if somebody's respectful, like, people can be loyal but still be assholes. So I'd rather have the respect. So.
Okay, I like that.
And I like that song by Aretha Franklin. What you want? Like, respect.
Got it.
You know, my
What
great
you
karaoke.
Just a little.
Oh man.
What are your thoughts on children?
I actually like children.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, so I used to teach dance to little kids, like kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah, but it was more creative movement, and they're so free. Like that kindergarten and younger, they're so free, and they don't have a point of view, and they haven't. Most of all, they haven't had their brains formed, like where they have points of view. Like little boys will dance with scarves, and it's like awesome, and they just own it.
Yeah.
So I do love kids, and I always wanted to have kids when I was younger, but now I'm like, my sister told me all about her pregnancy and having them, and I'm like, oh, I'll just be an aunt. I'll just come in and go out. Because I'm always like, that's amazing. And then she had me take care of them for like a few days. I'm like, oh, that'll be easy. And then they all like have meltdowns and plank and be like, assholes. And then I'm like, oh, what happened? And then after that, I would just bow down to moms everywhere.
Really?
I'd be like, you're a mom? And I'd just be like, oh.
How many kids does your sister have?
She's two. Two boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's different though. When it's two boys, you know what I'm saying? It's chaotic, but like.
Yeah, and they're really good kids, but like, when you just from the outside, you always see the good stuff, and then when you're actually taking care of them, and you're like, stop planking, get off the park, and they're just like lying there like motionless, and you're trying to drag them, and suddenly they're like 200 pounds, and you're like, how did you get so heavy? And you're like, I don't know, 5. I'm like, how did that happen?
So like my kids, I give them briefings like
everywhere
we go. No, it's not like.
Oh, like
everyone's
ahead of time?
like, yes, like everyone's
okay.
like, oh my god, your kids are so well behaved. I'm like, yeah, because I had to threaten the motherfuckers in the car before we came into the store. You know what I'm saying? Like I turn around, but like, listen here.
But that's wise.
When we get up in this motherfucker, you can't touch shit, you can't say shit, you can't ask me for shit, nothing. They're like, yes, Mom.
I just thought of a job for you.
What's that?
Or not a job, but maybe you could say that and have that as a overcom speaker at the, like, for just regular people that don't know about that stuff, because there's so many adults that you're like, don't touch shit and don't do this.
You mean like in places like museums?
No, well, yeah, but also like at grocery stores, because I remember that you'd be like, just your voice would be like, listen, motherfucker. Like, how they have those speakers? Listen, motherfuckers. Don't take the bottom avocado from the whole stack.
Yes,
like that's what they. Yeah.
I would like to do the one for the airport.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Like especially because I was going.
Because you have a good voice.
Flying from. I was flying from LA to stuff. I think I was flying from LA to Phoenix, and the lady got on the intercom when we're going through security, and she's like, I have said this. She was a black lady too. I was like, oh my god, here we go. She gets on the intercom. I have said this time and again, before you get to my line, empty your bags. If you have a bottle in your bag that was not purchased up in this airport, I need you to throw it away, or I will throw it away for you. Please do not come up in here with your snacks that you have had. What?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm standing in line like, I already got these rules in my head. You feel me? I will not be the one to fuck up in her line. I will not be. Looking through my shit, make sure no waters, no Coca-Colas. Yes, I am together, ma'am. You will find nothing here. These motherfuckers right here, the way she was on that.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it made me think like, why does...
Some people are
damn.
stupid.
Like, since when do people have to really tell you, don't do this?
Well, and people are stupid. Like,
So stupid.
what I saw at this grocery store is, especially when the pandemic happened, people would walk in with their masks, pull it down, lick their fingers, touch, like, because they couldn't open the bags to put the produce in, but they lick it, and then they grab it, and then they put it back, and I was always like, you know, and I'm like, maybe natural selection's a real thing.
Girl. It's just...
And I used to try to help
crazy.
people, but then I was just like...
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I see the signs that say, you know, if you've had your vaccine, you don't have to wear your mask. But then how the fuck do you know, Mr. Store Manager?
I know.
How do you know that they got it or don't have the vaccine? Because you just tell the motherfuckers really need to walk up in here with no mask if you feel like.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy to me. Like, you know, figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
But I think you should be the voice, it'd be very soothing.
Sometimes
you have a nice voice.
You gotta talk to people like kids. I feel like that's when, you know, they respond better.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, if you do it with respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sometimes saying motherfuckers is really respectful too.
yes.
I feel like, you know,
to
like
me, that's an icebreaker.
Yeah.
That's why I say it on stage, because
I love when you say it.
I don't like, you know how some people just come up and just be like, you know, they just start telling their jokes, and it's like, to me, that's awkward. I don't know how to just start doing that. I'm like, what's up, motherfuckers? How we doing? That's like, oh, shit, okay, hey, we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It brings you to me, you know.
Yeah.
And when I bring it to you, then I'm like, okay, boom, I got you now.
Yeah.
Boom, let me just go.
Yeah.
And then whoever is in the front, that's what I'm gonna talk to.
Yeah, I love when you do that. I think once on stage I said motherfucker, but I almost feel like it's trademarked for you. And so I was like motherfucker, and then I was like, oh, in my head I was like, that's Stephanie's word. I don't know if I should use it. But then I was overthinking.
Yeah, you're definitely overthinking. Cause,
this is my life.
I feel like everyone should just, you know, fuck it. Like,
just do what
you
you're
know,
gonna
I used to be so worried what people thought of what I said.
Yeah.
You know. And then one day I was just like, fuck them.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do. I talk to myself in the mirror, you know. You know, sometimes I do it out loud. Sometimes I just do it in my head. But, you know, it's like, I myself will ask me, like, why the fuck are you worried about what the next person thinks?
Yeah.
And then myself will answer, like, I don't know, because, you know, I mean, I care. Like, but why though?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you care?
That's
who the
good.
fuck are we, bitch? Do we need to remind you who the fuck we are?
Yeah.
Do we need to remind you who the fuck we are? I'm like, remind me who the fuck I am. Bitch, we are motherfucking Stephanie Leon, goddammit. You go out there and you do that goddamn thing.
So is that how you got over it? Because I go back and forth. Like, sometimes I don't give a shit.
Sometimes you just don't have to, like,
but
look at it like this.
You just talk to yourself into changing that. That's cool.
Because, like, or just, like, not even just talk yourself into it, but, like, make yourself not care.
Yeah.
And the way I do that is I remind myself that there's always going to be a negative comment. There's always going to be somebody that don't like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that.
Yeah.
Always. So it is what it is.
And it's just their opinion.
It is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's not going to like you.
I think that's the thing. Most of my life, I always tried to do everything. Well, not all the time, but do what was necessary so that nobody would not like me. Like, and so I'd always be kind of censoring myself so everybody would like me. But even if you do every possible thing, the people are going to still judge.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
it's like you can't win in that battle.
You absolutely cannot.
So
like
that helps. Yeah.
You can be the nicest person ever. Someone will find a reason to say that you're not nice.
No, totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just do you.
Yeah. That's what you said. Like,
Do
when
you?
I
Like, I try to
Yeah.
be me all day, every day, as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most of that is being a good person. I can honestly say that I am a good person for the most part. Now, there is part of me that I feel that until it's crossed, then you see another side of me.
Yeah.
But I feel that side is justifiable because I never give anyone a reason to be mean to me.
Yeah.
I will always be nice to you.
Yeah.
So if you're mean to me, it's because of you.
Yeah.
And when I fucking unleash these 8 Leos on your ass, you deserve all 8 of them.
Well, and a lot of times if you're doing that, you're actually, like, you're nurturing yourself. You're like, being like, because you don't want to be stepped all over.
I used to be the pushover. I used to have motherfuckers run over me. Like, oh my goodness. And then one day, girl, I just snapped and they were like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think I like this new you. I know you don't, because this is the me that's standing up for myself.
Yeah.
And I know you used to just running over me, but no, bitch. There's about 8 of us in here now.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I tell people there's 8 bitches, right?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
So 8 bitches comes from a joke, because women get abused a lot, and I feel like, sometimes we need just a clique of 8 bitches. I don't know why it came up. I don't know why I came up with the number 8. 8 just seemed like 8 bitches could fuck up some shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
And then with 8 bitches came my 8 Leos in my head. My 8 different personalities that came with different situations of my life. And the last one, the 8th one that you don't want to get to, is the deadly one that I will unleash all wrath on you. I don't think very rare people have seen. I think 1 or 2 people in my life have seen that person. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it is necessary.
Yes, and I feel like sometimes if you don't show that, people will try you.
Yeah, it's so true.
You know what I mean?
Oftentimes after you show that, they'll either respect you, or if they're not worth your time and they're not contributory, they just fall away.
Yes.
And that's a gift too, even though at the moment sometimes it doesn't feel like it. But I have to...
Absolutely, it's a gift. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. There's a whole marriage of mine that, was like a fucking gift by just, fucking disappearing like that.
Well, that's what happened, like, with my marriage when it just fell apart, and I could say, oh, it happened because this happened and this, but I'm so grateful, because I would not have, I would have been kind of in a very controlled environment trying to be a yes person.
Yes.
But it kind of took me on a whole journey of like, who am I? And who am I when I don't, like, because I lost myself in this other person, and I stopped doing everything I loved, and I vowed to myself I will never do that again.
Yeah.
Because he asked me to stop going out dancing, because he was jealous of me dancing with other guys, and I'm not talking about grinding. I'm talking about like salsa dancing, and I just loved it, and so but then. Yeah, I'm so grateful that ended.
Yeah, and no one should make you stop doing something that you love because of their insecurity.
Yeah, and I thought that's what love was, but it's not.
And sometimes we have to go through that bullshit to figure out, like, no, love is not this. You know what I mean? Like, there's a quote that says, love does not hurt, it does not cause pain, it does not make you cry. And I picture myself in those situations, especially when I question love. Yeah. I'm like, is this shit making you cry? Yeah. Is it hurting you?
Yeah.
Then it's not it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I try to tell, like my friends that, are going through things, and I'm like, dude, if you love someone, they're not supposed to make you feel like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can honestly say that, yes, it's been 18 years. It wasn't always great.
Yeah.
It wasn't always great. But I can honestly say today, I know that that's love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, there's always going to be hard times.
Yes, like,
and there might be
not
some
even
tears,
just hard times, but like when when your emotions are off, and your partner sees that and goes out of their way to make your emotions back right so that they can be right. That to me is, you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like, if I see that you're hurting, I can't be right.
Yeah.
So then I go to fix your hurt so that I'm back right.
Yeah.
Because I'm right when you're right.
Or at least have a conversation about it, and that's getting right.
That's what.
Yeah. I love that.
So like when he's upset, I'm upset. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. It's like, how can we? I heard somebody say, like, and I really like this word. They said, instead of having like a relationship, having a creationship where we're creating our lives together and creating, contributing to each other to be their best self.
I like that.
And I love that. Because then you're creating your life together, and it's like creating it in every day you show up and you're like, okay, what are we going to create today? Yeah. Even if it's just like getting out of bed.
I like that because society now has this, to me, this false picture of what a family should be. You know what I mean? And like you said, actually no, it's what you create together. Yeah. And then whatever y'all create together can be a legacy for your kids to create. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
like it because that it's more nurturing versus like you need to do this for me because I own you. I don't like that. But
like, I like how when you said that you thought that was love and you had to go through it to figure out that it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and And it sucks that sometimes like women don't get to figure it out. Like they get stuck. Like that's why I watch Snapped, I watch Forensic Files, because there are women that are stuck in these relationships, marriages, and then they get killed.
Yeah.
Before they can get out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know.
Yeah.
That's where 8 bitches came from.
Yeah, I love.
You push that little button and the 8 bitches come up and we gonna get you out of there.
Yeah.
Fuck up that motherfucker real quick, and then call the cops and be like, "Come get your shit."
Yeah. No, I burnt it, and then the firemen came. That'll be my
the sexy fireman with the koala bear.
Yeah, I'll be like wearing a little nightie. Oh, you know, I just really wanted to do also, like earlier you were talking about, oh God, I just really wanted to say, like, because I want to say this before I forget, in case I hit that again and I forget everything. But I just want to say thank you so much for like the first, well, I've been to some other open mics, but you're like, when I met you at Catalina Craft, and you made me feel so welcome, and I was so nervous because I'd only done a few prior to that, and you just said, we were talking about that earlier, but you just said to me, like, Stephanie's awesome, by the way, if you couldn't tell. No, but that you just said, all you have to do is just be you on the stage, and it just relaxed me, and I felt like you had my back, and I had just met you, and you just made me feel included, and
Thank you.
I just want to say that's such a gift, because I don't always receive that, and so when you actually receive that, it's like, it really, I was like, oh, there's really cool people in comedy.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And
This lady's
anytime you need anything, and you know, in comedy,
I just wanted
you
to
need
say
a
that
friend
earlier.
just to chill. You know, you got me, girl.
Okay.
But yeah,
It
and sometimes it feels like this comedy community can feel so divided.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
you just don't know where you fit in at.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, and that actually, because I had done it a few times. The first time was, I had the best time, because I just wanted to go on stage, and I wasn't planning on doing it again. And then I tried it a couple more times, and it was so bad. Like, nobody's watching me. There was mostly comics in the audience looking at their phone. Then I suddenly had Tourette's, and I wanted people to look at me, so I started saying, like, it wasn't even part of my act. The second time I ever went up there, I said, "Look at my pussy, look at my pussy," and it was really awkward. And people started looking at me at that point. And I remember, like, months later, somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I think I saw your first time. You kept saying, 'Look at my pussy,'" and I go, "Oh my God, you were there?" And he goes, "It wasn't that bad. It was bad, but I think I've done. My point being is I've done 3 open mics, and after that, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this, because I just, like, this second and third time, it was so bad. Like, it was crickets, nobody ever just staring at me, and I'm like,
I'm so used to that now.
Well,
like,
I am now. Yeah, I'm totally
quiet.
used to it now. But
It's just like talking to myself.
yeah. But
Sometimes I'll laugh at my own shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's how I am now. But, like, after you had said that to me,
high any damn way.
but yeah, after you had said that to me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going and keep trying this
Yeah, you
out.
should. Fuck 'em, girl. Fuck 'em.
And now I just like it.
I'm
I'm like,
yes, my best set of yours is jazz hands.
I love doing that so bad. I actually went to an interview today, and I said, "Oh no," because I'm trying to get side
You're
work.
like jazz hands.
I went to an interview today, and it's for being a substitute teacher, and they said, well, you just, you know, sometimes you have to wing it, you have to say random things, and I go, is it okay if I'm like, are there certain words we're not supposed to say? And they're like, don't swear. And I said, it's okay if we say jazz hands. And they were just like, what? And they were like, oh yeah.
Wait till you do it and it's a hit in that class. They could be like, can we steal jazz hands from you? Shit. Next thing you know, you're gonna go back to your mother. Jazz hands. I love that. That's my favorite.
I like how you just did that.
Jazz hands. No one doesn't like you, by the way.
Aw.
Do you love dancing?
I love dancing. I haven't been doing it as much lately.
I watch your dancing videos, by the way. Like, where did your dance, like, where did your love of dance come from?
I think I just, you know, there's certain things you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just get drawn to, like, I still question if I'm meant to do comedy, but the dance thing, my love of dance, I used to watch this show on TV called Fame. It was from years ago.
Ooh, I think I remember.
There's a movie out, but I mean, it's like I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, and there was a TV show called Fame, and it was all about a performing arts high school. And I asked my parents because I never went to any like traditional stuff, but I asked if I could go to a performing arts junior high, and they found one. It was like free, and so that's where I started. But I think, like my parents said, when I was little, I barely talked at all. I was really shy. I don't know what happened. But I would just move my hands for hours and watch the movement and stuff. Oh, let's do that. Yeah. A little top off.
A little refill.
But, yeah, the dance, I always loved moving. And I always felt, like, to me, it was an art form that always felt really... I don't know, it felt kind of spiritual, like I was connected to something bigger.
Yes, okay.
And then I always got into doing like side things, like doing different cultural dances. Like when I was in high school, I was the only kid that kept showing up to this Native American dance class. And so then they put me in shows and they kept telling people I was part Cherokee. I'm so white. But anyways, no, but I think it was just like that connection with others, and there's something bigger with that. And then for me, it was always easy to learn movement. I could look at it and just learn it. It was so easy.
Wow. Like, what's your favorite music to dance to?
Oh, now? I like dancing to everything, but I really love salsa dancing.
Oh, really?
Like salsa music.
Okay.
Deep down, I keep telling people I'm Latina, but I'm not. I'm really white.
Have you ever heard of Afro beats?
Yeah, I've heard some of that.
Do you like that kind of?
Yeah, I like that music. But whenever I look, like if I go by a mirror when I'm dancing to it, it kind of looks like my karaoke.
Oh.
Like if you were visually like my bad, but like yeah, I'm just like.
No, because I feel like with Afro beats, a lot of salsa will work with it.
Actually, it does, because sometimes there's Cuban music that's like Afro and Cuban.
Yes. Because back home, that was a lot of the movement.
Yeah, I
love
that.
It's like your hips, your butt, you know,
actually,
but it's all Afro beats.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, my favorite to dance to is that, and then I really am a dork with musicals. Like I love Hamilton. I've been listening to it over and over.
Really?
And I don't know. Yeah. Most people that I've met recently don't like musicals, and I'm like, Alexander Hamilton, like I'm like, and dancing to it all frantically.
No, but that's like you said you have an ear for music, so
yeah.
You know, so that's deeper. I think regular people don't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, dance and music have always been very soulful for me. Like it hits my heart somehow. Like.
Nice. Yeah. Like I've always loved dancing too, but I wouldn't call myself a dancer. I just like moving to music, and I love music. I'm just drawn to music.
That's how I am now.
Like music is like my way to express myself. Like if I'm sad, music.
Me
happy,
too.
Music.
Or even mad.
High music, mad music, and it's different music for each feeling, for each emotion.
And don't you find it changes the energy? Like when I'm really down, if I start moving, I actually start feeling better.
Yes.
And
then if I don't move and I'm listening to sad shit, I get sadder.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Like there's times when like my brother's 10-year anniversary just came up. Rest in peace, brother. And I listened to a lot of reggae, you know, especially because that was his shit. He just loves reggae music, and he did karaoke and did Redemption Song.
Oh, love that.
I can't listen
love that song.
to it.
You can't. Yeah.
But there's times when I can muster up some courage to listen to Bob Marley sing it.
Yeah.
But I can't go back and listen to I have the audio of him still singing it, but you know, it's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I relate a little bit. That's why I go, you know.
I've actually heard that like whenever when you're really thinking about something, this is what I've heard I've gone to a lot of weird stuff, but like
I like weird shit, like you know.
Like I went to some medium show.
That's what I want to know about.
Oh no, but I went to some
that kind of shit.
But I went to some medium thing, and he said that when you're really sad and you're thinking about the person a lot, they're close to you and they're around.
Oh yeah,
you.
I feel that.
And I feel that too. Sometimes it's weird. Like, have you ever had the thing where you actually smell, like not? smell like the perfume of the person that or like the. Like
it's not the perfume. It's more like I'll think of him, and then I'll see the numbers 1017, and 1017 is his birthday.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's really cool.
And then my son is named after him.
Oh.
And my son has his personality.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny because I used to not believe in any of that stuff, but then I had 2 grandparents that passed, and when they passed, I didn't know that they had passed, but I smelled like almost like somebody, my grandmother had walked by wearing the specific perfume, and I was like, it almost felt like she was there.
Right.
And then I called my parents, and I'm like, is she still alive? And they're like, no, she just passed. And I was like, holy shit. And then the same thing happened with somebody else. And then when my dog passed, like a week later, I was thinking of him a lot because he was a dog I had for 15 years. And then I started smelling his farts, and I was like, dude, do I smell dead people? Like, you know how they say
like you could have
and it was a very undistinguishable.
No, like you know how you could have an ability you don't even realize that you have. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Like,
I was like,
and
why
I
am I
believe
smelling
the dog.
farts?
No,
why am I smelling farts?
And I believe the dog story because like I watch. I'm into all this type of shit.
That's cool.
So I watched this show called Paranormal Caught on Camera.
Yeah.
And this lady, her dog had just passed away.
Yeah.
And one of her dogs had passed away. The other one was still alive. She went to go walk the other dog. She has a Ring camera.
Yeah.
And she could see an extra dog walking with them.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And it walked back to, came through the fence and everything.
Just saying hi.
It was just, it was so fucking weird. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
But like, I believe that kind of shit. Like, I believe that there's, things that we just don't understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, because I've heard like we only use a very small portion of our brain, and so obviously there's going to be so much more out there. But this is stuff I totally didn't believe in at all, and then having all these experiences, I'm like, oh, maybe there is something more, and I'm grateful.
Absolutely,
but I question it too sometimes.
Here.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to. If you're a medium and you're out there, hey, come on the show. I've been reaching out on pages on Facebook, but none of y'all motherfuckers want to respond. Like, come on now, show me your talent.
You're waiting for the cool one, like the one that's gonna work. All those are just not up to par.
Right, they're not up to par for yet. Okay, they're not up to par for the job.
They're like the motherfucker, but you want the motherfucker. Yeah.
All right, let's do another game.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask you this.
Did I finish all those questions, or did I just keep talking?
We still got a couple little things to go. Yeah, but let me ask you this question before we start into the games. Critical race theory. What are your thoughts? Do you think like it should be in schools? No.
Wait.
What do you think?
Wait. Critical race theory. What?
That's just teaching kids, literally about the truth about what happened with, slavery.
Oh yeah.
In other words, like rewriting what already is in history.
Oh yeah, I think that's
Do you think that it's needed for the kids to know, or do you think that it's creating room for kids to hate other kids because they're white? Because that's the argument that's circulating really.
Well, I haven't been actually connected to the discussion, but I was reminded of something that's kind of similar but different, and it's not race, but it's like sexuality. And so like because there was these workshops and classes that I took when I first went to Oberlin College. It was like the first college I went to. They had these forums and discussions about sexuality, but more like homosexuality and heterosexuality. And I came from a family I wasn't exposed to a lot of homosexuality, and even though I studied dance, there was a lot of homosexual men in the dance department, but it never was a thing for me. But I never really knew much about it. I didn't know, I wasn't informed. And so when I went to this college, they'd have these sessions having actual conversations about what it is to be homosexual, and because for those of us that weren't exposed, we're like, oh, are you born that way? Or there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Right.
And so a lot of people think, oh, it rubbed off on me. But we had conversations without judgment where people could just ask ignorant questions, but like ignorant in the sense that like I just didn't know, like because I wasn't raised with that. And then it opened up my world where I was like, oh, I didn't know where they were coming from. And so I think that would be really cool. I mean, this is just my perspective, but I don't really know all the discussions going on with that. But I would think having conversations about that where people aren't made wrong for asking ignorant questions. Because the thing is you just don't know. And not mean questions, but if you had conversations, but if you had like I was thinking, like if you have like you're teaching like what actually happened in history, and then have an actual forum where people can ask questions but not be judged for those questions. Because like even like I almost feel like that whole thing with like what Dave Chappelle and that recent special and everybody, but like what I got from watching, because I really liked that special a lot, and I know a lot of people didn't see it and they only hear hearsay, but I thought it was interesting because he was having questions about like I don't get trans what I don't even know all the different terms out there.
Yeah, there's.
But he just didn't understand it, and he thought it was kind of like he didn't get it, and so he made jokes about it, but he was trying to figure it out. And I think just having those kind of conversations where you see where the person's coming from afterwards, because I think a lot of people, like when you read history, you're removed, but as soon as you start having a conversation, like I remember. Like I'm mostly grown up here, and there's mostly like not African, but Mexican population, and I didn't know for the longest time that like when black kids are little, like people talk about like, okay, if you get pulled over, this is what you have to do. You have to put your hands on the wheel. This was not even a part of my world, and so when people actually talk about active things that are going on and how the history is affecting people now, it actually makes it more real life for you, and you're like, oh fuck, I had no idea. And I think it opens up like almost like a little doorway where people are more willing to receive the history once they have a real life conversation about it. I don't know if that really answers it, but I don't know the two sides.
That's a very good look on it. Yeah. Because no one's even willing to, it seems like, no one's even willing to say that. Like, at least let me ask an ignorant question, but just don't be mad at me for asking.
Yeah, and not like be mean to somebody about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Because then how else will you know? Yeah. How else will you know? And then not even just for, and honestly, it's not, I feel like it's something that we can all learn from. Not even just you, but me. Like, I came to this country only knowing my African heritage. Then I did my DNA, my ancestry DNA, and I found out I'm 100% Cameroonian.
That's cool.
And he's like 46%.
That's cool.
I want to know how I stayed 100%.
Yeah.
And because something in history happened, he's only 46%.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
I want to know what happened. I only know my side.
Yeah.
And in my side, we were colonized by X, Y, and Z, but I don't know what happens when it all got brought here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the piece of it that I gather from here, you don't really teach me in school.
Yeah.
I got pieces of it in February.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean,
then I'm finding out things later, like, I feel like it would be so helpful for black people, because this is something that I just found out, and I don't even understand why I'm the only one that's like appalled about it. But like, apparently, like, slaves were stripped of their names, everything, when they came here. Yeah. So the names that they have now are their owners' names. That's not even your name.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
So don't you want to find out who you are, what your real name is? I know my last name is Leonga because it goes back maybe 150 people.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my husband's last name, it's not his.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, and I was like, that is so weird.
Like, why don't we want to find out who we are?
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times people, like, they forget about being curious. Maybe that's too, because you're very curious about that. And I think that's why I've sought out that information. Like, I remember after that conversation in college, I was like, oh, I'd like to learn more and about the history of all this. And so I think it takes a curious mind as well.
Yeah.
But
I would want to know just for the simple fact that I don't know.
Yeah.
If the moment someone told me that, you know, that your last name is your slave owner's name, it's not really yours.
Yeah.
I would be doing everything I could to find out where the fuck I came from.
Your real
Because
name.
that would be a mystery to me.
Yeah.
Like how did I land up here? Because it's obvious that there's records. There's records of slave owners, there's records of their slaves, even though they had them by numbers. And then that's another thing that I'm watching TikTok a lot, and I'm watching the more controversial stories on TikTok.
Yeah.
And a black girl asked, hey, this is for white people, us black kids, we ask our parents about the lives that they lived, even our grandparents that are alive, and they tell us, do y'all ask y'all grandparents what that life was owning people, and do they tell you the truth? So I went through all the comments, and every white person that did ask doesn't speak to the family anymore because they try to justify it, and they said, the most common phrase that was said was, it was in those times. That was in those times. That was acceptable in those times. They justified it. And they either don't speak to the family anymore, or they've been cut off by them. But no one really was just, I mean, some of them were remorseful, but I was really like surprised at how many were not. And I wonder, like, I mean, this is just a question, like, if you're out there and you're watching this and your family is a family that owns slaves and you have that knowledge, are you doing anything to try to, get those people back their identities or help them try to find out who they are? I'm just asking.
Yeah. That's so interesting too, because someday I'm going to remember names. I'm going to take some course and they show me how to remember names. But I heard about, there was a gentleman who would have conversations with Ku Klux Klan members.
Yes.
I think he's a black man, or maybe but he would have conversations, and then they would decide to leave the Ku Klux Klan. But he'd have conversations that were just no judgment, it was like a curious conversation. The reason I bring it up is I wonder if you were to actually, like, not you, but like even school systems analyze how he even approaches them, because to me that's the ultimate of communication, where you guys can have a conversation instead of being divisive. Have a conversation and melt somebody's world, like, where they change, or not that I don't think he even tries to change them. He just has conversations. And I just wonder how he does it. It seems like magic, but it's probably just
I can't remember the guy's name either, but there was a comedian, Jamali Maddox, that actually did that also.
Oh, really? I don't know.
He's English. I did a show with him at the O. Yeah. He's actually famous right now. Shout out to Jamali.
I'm going to look him up.
Yeah, but he's a really funny English comedian. But he actually talks about how he meets with KKK members and just talks to them and gets their input on what they do and how they live. And it's so fucking interesting to watch.
Because what's cool about it is it's approaching it also with curiosity, and not judging them, because these are real people too, and they come from a background you don't know what they came from. You don't, and not that there's a justification, but when you meet somebody and you're not putting your judgment, but instead like just curious,
trying to understand.
Then it just opens up so much more. And I mean,
because sometimes it's really just simple as like, why don't you like me?
Yeah. And then
sometimes you'll be so you'd be so amazing. So because I don't.
But then that puts a seed of a question in their brain that
they think like, what am I like? Why don't I like them?
Yeah, and it's like a time bomb that eventually will explode later, like in out of their ass or something. But I don't know.
Boom.
Or out of their little cock. No, I'm just joking. Not joking. Anyway.
But I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question, because it made me think too.
No, thank you for the answer too, because that's a good perspective. I like that. And this is all about like just having the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. New game. This one, you're gonna drink, smoke, or plead the fifth. I mean, plead the fifth is drinking or smoking. Or you can answer the question.
Okay.
Worst comedian ever. It could be somebody that you know too. Somebody that you know locally or something.
I don't really feel like there's anybody worse, but I'll tell you I'll tell you, I don't think I just don't like this comedian because he steals jokes that guy Mencia. Carlos Mencia. I heard he stole, he actively tried to steal jokes.
Really?
That's what I heard, but then I Google searched all the people, because I apparently have I get a twitch when I hear about people stealing. Maybe I was in another lifetime I stole everything, and so now I'm but I just hearing that he would actively go to clubs and listen to newer comedians with their good ideas and take them, and because he was famous, he made those jokes work. But I heard that, but then I looked up other comedians that stole jokes, and they said Robin Williams, but then I heard he would pay for the jokes or something, so I don't even know, but that's the first person that comes to mind. And then bad.
Damn, that makes me want to not go do jokes now, because
no.
Who's back there just stealing your shit?
No, but
then again, I tell real life shit. So if somebody goes back there and tells a sage, my kid's doing the sage with the whole sayings, bitch.
Because it's yours, yeah. Exactly.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my shit happened.
Yeah, mine did too, and nobody believes it. When I talk about being a stripper, nobody's they're no, you weren't. And I'm no, it actually happened, but some of the information in it was changed. Jazz hands. But I did I was a bad stripper. I did forget to take my clothes off. And then I did do all those things, my stage name was Samantha. And I used to do Sam I Am, Green Eggs and Ham, and guys would just shake their head.
They're what kind of stripper is this? Bob, we want our money back.
And then once I did the boot scoot boogie on the stage, because it was rodeo weekend, and I was oh, they're gonna like this. And it was bad. And they're what song do you want? I was boot scoot boogie, and I was here we go, do-si-do. I think I made less than minimum wage at that club. I sucked. But that's true, and nobody believes it because it was 20 years ago. And so people are you're a stripper now. And so sometimes I just fuck with people now.
That's right.
I'm yeah.
Worst gift you ever received?
Oh, man. Okay, I hope my parents never watch this. No, no, I would say the worst gift was, they mean well, but my mom sometimes sews things with really fluorescent colors, so I got this this fluorescent sweater, and it was supposed to be a nice sweater, it wasn't an ugly sweater, but it was fluorescent orange and fluorescent another color and with stripes, and it was so horrible. And then she got a matching one for my sister, and I immediately gave it away. And then she'd always be every Christmas, will you wear it? And I go, oh sure. And then both my sister and I, we had given it away or used it to it was so bad. And I think also
shout out to Mom.
Yeah, and I used to get socks a lot for gifts from my parents. They're just here's some socks.
Oh my God. Who is someone who should burn in hell?
There's so many. In hell, I'd say Weinstein.
Yes, that's what I said to.
Oh, did you?
Time, yes.
Oh, maybe I heard that. Now I'm copying you, but
no, I said it to myself because I ask myself these questions.
Yeah, I would say somebody like that because I have had a history of different abuses in my life, and when I see somebody like that takes advantage of their power, and it is just a power trip, but it fucks with people the rest, it takes a lot to let it go from your body.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he deserves to die, and I hope he burns in hell.
And then I'd see a fireman too, because there's flames.
we always report back to the fireman.
You know what? I have met firemen, and we have nothing in common. But I'm always I have a fantasy.
When's your birthday?
October 4th.
Okay, we're gonna have to throw you a fireman party.
Sure.
What would you sell your soul for?
Oh, I heard you say this earlier, in another. I watched the podcast, and now I'm and I had an idea.
So you know these questions.
Well, no, I heard some of them, and I thought about them, but then that one I had an answer, but I don't anymore. Wait, what would I sell my soul for? No, you're drawing a blank. What would I sell? be funny? No, that's lame. Let's just sit here in solitude for a while.
When you said to be funny, that made me think of Little Mermaid, when she sold her voice to get the prince.
Oh, okay. I would sell my soul for orange puffy Cheetos. That's why I got fat over the pandemic. Lucifer was like,
yes,
you're going to get fat for that.
I love it. I could just see you going to heaven and Jesus got Cheetos like, girl, this is what you're trying to get your life for. Here, get on up in here.
Usually, like I'm like in most of my life, years ago, like 10 years ago, I'd make really small choices, and people like, you're just asking for Cheetos. Like you could ask for the world, and you're asking for Cheetos. So it's like, oh, maybe I'll ask bigger. So
I like that you just want to start small. Let me ask for Cheetos first.
I do have some answer for that. I just can't think of it. But Cheetos, yeah.
Okay. What is the last law you broke?
Law. Okay, I feel like it's a lot. Like this is like such a aha, but like it's not really. Like lying, like on my jokes.
What?
Like you know when you make up stuff that's not true.
Okay.
For part of your joke. Okay, no, that's not breaking a law. Okay, what have I done?
That's not breaking the law. I mean, like breaking the law.
I mean, okay, the only time I can think of right now, the main thing that I think of is when I was a little kid, I stole a pack of Bubblicious gum.
Oh my God, you're such a good person.
No, I'm not, but I'm trying to think like...
She said when I was little and she stole some Bubblicious gum.
Well, I stole Bubblicious and then I remember...
So you don't break traffic laws.
Oh, those are laws? Okay, yeah, I've done that. I thought those were just suggestions. Oh, okay, now I just needed some prompting. Okay, so yeah, this one year I got 3 speeding tickets in a row. And then once I was speeding so fast that they told me they could take me in for reckless endangerment. But at the time, that was when I was married and the guy I was with was into cars. And he put in a cop motor in like the car he was in. And so it had a cop motor that goes really fast, and that's what I told the cop, and he's like, it was Christmas Eve, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, and he was like, I could arrest you because you were going like, I don't even know, it was like a 15 zone, and I was going like 50 or 60, I don't even know.
What?
I was trying to do the Fast and the Furious. No, but this one year I got 3 speeding tickets in a row, so is that breaking the law?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I did that. And then after that, I had to start listening to podcasts because it
soothes you.
Yeah,
yes,
I can drive
okay.
the speed. I hate driving the speed
Okay, do you have Podbean?
I don't. Maybe.
Okay,
no.
go download Podbean because you can get all these episodes on Podbean.
Oh, good. That's easier.
Yes.
So I was watching it via Instagram.
And then it's on YouTube, and I don't want you trying to crash and driving. So go download Podbean. Hey, Podbean will have all these episodes. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't realize...
no speeding, girl.
Okay, I just thought they were like little laws that were broken. But yeah, I used to speed...
little laws.
I used to speed crazy, and then, and I really like driving fast, and so I have to drive, like now I drive the speed limit. But sometimes it feels like I'm going this, like under the speed limit, and I'm still like 20
I feel like
over.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that too. But like... I look around though, like I pay attention to you know.
Oh, I guess I'm not.
Make sure. Oh, I try to make sure there are no cops around.
I'm trying to think of other things I've done.
No, I just wanted you to name one. We don't need you to, confess to any felonies. We don't need you confessing to any felonies, girl. People following you.
I've never been a prostitute. That's the one job I haven't done.
That's good.
That's good. I haven't been a prostitute. That's explored many other jobs, but not that one.
So what are your upcoming shows?
Oh, I actually have a bunch.
Yeah.
But, okay, tomorrow I'm going up to Phoenix and I'm going to do a veteran fair war, foreign war,
What?
I can't even speak. Okay, so there's a show on tomorrow.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Okay, so I'm
Is
doing
this part of it? Is that how they say it? Is that how they gonna write it on the flyer?
It says VFW. Okay, I'm sweating. Okay, no. So tomorrow I'm gonna be in Phoenix, but this will probably air later, so it would anyways, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow I'm doing a show in Phoenix with a bunch of people, and I'm doing like a little set, and then Sunday I might be doing something on Joey G's thing that's at Artabella, but that could change. I think I'm more like the open mic, like afterwards, but he's calling it. But anyways, who knows? And then I'm doing, let's see, so a lot of these, like some of these, I need to just calm down. I'm trying to justify. Some of these they were like, hey, who wants to be on this? And I'm like, I'll be on it. Then the following Friday, a week from this Friday, I'm going to do Unscrewed Theater. They have a bunch of different comedians. And then Saturday after that, I'm doing like a storytelling thing at Jeremy Siegel's backyard.
Really?
I'm saying yes to everything. He's like, do storytelling about love and make it funny. I was like, I don't know, man. And then I'll just talk about how I puked in that guy's mouth. But and then I think the end of the month I have something at the Tucson Improv Movement, and then in April I was just asked to do some the Lady Bits show.
Lady Bits, yeah. I'm doing
April
that
2nd.
We're gonna be on that show together.
I was excited.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I'll be better by then. And then the day before they're doing some lady haha. There's a lot of lady shows, and they want me to do a character actor, and I might try to be like Molly Shannon, where she does when she smells it, and then just like. I really like physical.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I got those things coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Do you want to shout out anyone? You want to give a special shout out?
Oh wait, did you want to talk about all that other stuff or no?
Oh, you know what? Let's do it real quick. Yes.
Oh wait, unless
we're damn near to the end. No, but let's do it real quick.
Oh wait,
the
a shout out.
Scientology shit.
Oh yeah, you want to do that?
Just real quick. Yes. So I've been asking all these questions about the Scientology because I've been very, very fucking curious. Yeah. But I watched this show with Leah Remini and a couple other people, and it's so just mind-boggling to me how they get people. So explain to me how you said that they found you or they walked up.
Oh yeah, okay. We were talking about this earlier, and then you were like, I want to talk about this, so that's the only reason why I brought it up. But I don't know if this is like too dark.
No, go ahead.
But no, because you were wondering how do people get interested in Scientology? Especially, I think there'll probably be a lot less people that are interested in it, like after seeing all those things. But when I lived in San Francisco, I was walking down the street, and I don't remember the details very well, but I remember there was somebody on the street, and there was like a big sign that said like make your finances better. And I mean, I've always had I never really learned a lot about finances until I'm starting to really figure it out now. But so I was like, oh, I want to learn that. And then it's like be happier, and I was having kind of some depression. So there was somebody on the street like, oh, do you want to take this test, and you can see the areas you're less strong with. And so I think they target people. I mean, most people have shit areas in their life, and so I don't know, I almost feel like they have a sense or I don't know, they must be trained really well of just how to talk to somebody to make people interested. And so as somebody that has always been curious, I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to learn how to be better with my money, all this stuff. So I took this test. I don't really remember it very well. And then after that, I think they bring you into a room, and then they start like, oh, I thought you were laughing. but it was literally, I was going for a walk. I was just, went for the walk, walked on that movie set, walked, Scientology found me. And I got a lot of adventures in my walks. But I just remember I think I had a day off, or maybe it was between a lunch break, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to make myself, I want to better myself, I want to be a better person and a happier person. So I was like, oh, and I was kind of gullible at the time.
Yeah.
And so, and then they take you in a room and they start, I don't remember the details, but I just remember they were they get more intense and forceful, and they use manipulative words. And then the thing is I do remember at one point feeling really shitty. They almost make you look like your life is worse than it is. And where you're like, my life does suck, I do need help. But they're very good at manipulation. And so I remember them going, okay, you need to take this course. And I was like, I'll take the course. but for me, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I'm living in San Francisco. Cost of living is high. And I had like 3 jobs and I still was barely making rent. And they're like, you can take this course that you absolutely need. And I'm like, yes, I want it. and it's like, I don't know. It was like,
how much was the course?
I don't remember. I think it was like around $3,000.
Yes,
like
because
that.
it's a ridiculous fucking amount.
And then, thank goodness, okay, I do have to say, I do believe, like, me not having money had my back at that point because I had no credit card. So like, you can just put on a credit card.
Yes,
like,
that was the next thing.
I had no credit cards.
Then they help you get the credit card.
And then like, no, they try, but like, my credit score was so bad, I couldn't get a credit card.
Everything was on your side.
So I was like, thank you. So, but what happened is, I left and I felt like such a piece of shit. Like I remember like being sad and you know, like, ugh. And then they call you nonstop, and it's almost like a stalker. And so what I was telling her before, because she was like wondering about that, is that they don't give up and they find you. They must have like undercover agents looking for you. But I had said that one time it happened, and then they'd reach out to me a few times, and then they'd make me kind of feel shitty on the phone. So I'd be like, oh, maybe I do need them. But I never actually went back again. But they kept finding me wherever I moved, and they would, for about 10 years, they kept like either calling me on the phone or reaching out via mail. What? And then I don't remember exactly when they stopped, but I remember just being more willing just to tell them to go fuck themselves. Yes. But I did it for multiple times over a course of many years, and then they finally just left me alone. But I don't know.
That is crazy.
But they have a highly, like, there's certain people out there that are they're talented in just manipulating, or that's what I was watching. So, and they're good at like the gaslighting thing, of making you think you're crazy and they're correct.
So one of the guys that was doing the show with Leah Remini. So Leah Remini comes out first, and then of course the church tries to defame her. They pull out all these stories, and then the main person who was their intimidator person comes out. And now he's joined forces with her, and he's like interviewing people that he tortured like 10, 20 years ago. And they're like, I remember you. Like, I did see
parts of it. Because I'd watch parts of it and be like,
because I was like, I don't believe that.
I
was like, I don't fucking believe. At first I was like, nah, I don't believe that. And then these are grown ass men coming out and saying like, like, you came out and scared the shit out of me, and they even have footage of it.
Well,
where it's like, like they're in your face. They're like, oh, you're slandering the church and da 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 da, and I'm just like,
well, and you know how it happens? Okay, I just really like, so with abuse, it doesn't happen. Like, okay, if you're just like feeling good about yourself and somebody's overtly abusive, you're right away you'd be like, fuck you, motherfucker, go away, you know? Like if somebody like I've had situations where like if somebody goes to attack me, and like there have been times where what was necessary was to be like, fuck you, and I got really like mean. But in those situations, I think the reason it happens is because it's like that really slow abuse. Yes. And I've had that like when I was younger. I've actually experienced that where you little by little lose your sense of yourself and your sanity. And there's small things that are done over time, and then all of a sudden, like a year later, you're like, where did I go?
That's exactly what they said.
And the thing is if they were, and then it's a power trip because it gets stronger and stronger.
That's exactly what they said.
And then you're more willing to take it.
Yep,
so
that's exactly what they said, because people were asking like, how do you tolerate it? And they were like, it's a little piece every day that they chip at you till there's none of you left. It's like this shell that used to be you, and now you're just tolerable of this abuse, and you take it.
Well, and it's really interesting. There's this movie. It's a really old movie, like I think from 1950s, with Ingrid Bergman, called Gaslight or Gaslighting. And it's probably shows this lady who her husband does all these things, like he'll change the light bulbs or then he'll flicker them, and then she'll be like, oh, were the lights flickering? He goes, no, that was all in your mind. And so little by little she thinks she's going crazy. And this is something that occurred to me years ago, not with Scientology, but just with some family stuff. And little by little I questioned my reality, like maybe I am crazy, maybe. And so it took a really long time to actually get back to myself, and I did a lot of different work on it and different things, but that's how it happens. And so those people, it's just like, they're masters at what they do. And so I think any of those people that survived, because I didn't watch that whole thing because I was just like, oh my god.
It's 3 seasons, dude, and it's intense.
Yeah, because it felt like vomiting, but yeah.
It's intense.
But that's my answer.
It's a good watch, though. It's like actually very interesting. But
yeah.
Thanks for that input.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, like this has been dope.
This is awesome.
So
Thanks for asking me.
You're one of my favorite people too. But
you're awesome.
I love your whole set. You're funny. You're authentic, and and jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
When you do jazz hands, I love it. So
well, and you were saying, I'm like, my brain is. I don't even know how my brain is so fast, like all the time. But you were saying earlier about like doing a shout out, and I will do a shout out to somebody. Like besides you,
yes.
I have to do a shout out to Roy Lee Reynolds.
Oh,
it's somebody I'm dating,
yes.
And but the main thing, like what I'm doing a shout out about is like his perspective on comedy, that you just show up and you just keep showing up. And you just show up, like you don't have to be perfect. And my whole life I wanted to be perfect before I put anything out there. And the thing is I've learned so much from just showing up with the best stuff I have, like what I have, even if it's all shit, and just going up anyways.
Yes.
And going up again. And I really appreciate his point of view, that you just show up and then you choose and you take action. And what if it doesn't have to be like this dramatic thing? You just show up.
Yeah.
And then you can choose again tomorrow. Yeah. And if it sucks, you just choose again. And I love that, because I've taken so many classes where they tell you to do that, but he's living it. And in a way, like before we even started dating, because I'm so in my mind, and I'm like, so like I have to make it perfect. It has to be a perfect performance before I go. And I was only gonna go and do comedy once a month, because I was like, I'll work the whole month and then go up. And I didn't realize that it's this.
No, actually going up is part of the practice.
Yeah, and it's such it pushes you outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm doing a shout out for comedy too. But I have to do a shout out to him, because I think if he hadn't said that stuff, I probably would have quit sooner. Oh. And then now I just love it. Like, love the ending.
Yes, that's the motivation that you need.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roy Lee Reynolds, my friend. Roy Lee, you need to get on the motherfucking show, man.
Yeah.
Yes. And let me send some shout outs to the Harmony Effects. Thank you for my mugs, Shantae. I love you, girl. Thank you, Unwavered, for my custom banner. Thank you, Chris. Shout out to my daughter, Navie, for this beautiful image of myself and her father's album cover over there. Shout out to my hubby, my best friend, Trey. TRG for this music and the tech side. You guys are watching Sessions with Stephanie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you.
It's been Sessions with Stephanie.